All right, my fellow Americans, we are gathered here today for some barbecue. What we got here are some oxtails. I know what you're thinking. What are oxtails? Well, it's the tail off the cow. And believe it or not, there's some really good meat around that tail. And before you think, well, I don't want to eat that, that's disgusting. Well, what's different about this than any other piece of meat out of the cow? Just in a different part of the body. So my recommendation is to at least try it. And if your family's a little fickle, don't tell them what they're eating. Wait till they enjoy it and then tell them what they're eating. So these are all different sizes. Some of them, like that one's kind of worthless. I get a little meat off of them. These are obviously the big ones that we're going to get the most meat off of. And one downfall about oxtails, it takes quite a bit to get a whole meal out of for several people. But just feeding 2 people today, so we should be good to go. So I'm going to do what I always like to do. Spray a little duck fat on all these. That way the seasoning will adhere a little better. And then I'm going to smoke them indirect on my PK 360. So just to keep them together a little easier, I'm going to use this basket. Anytime I'm using lots of smaller meats, I like to just put them on a basket. That makes them easier to transfer back and forth. So first I'm going to go through and give them all a coating of some SA. The SA, this is a new bottle. Need to break it up a little bit. Don't mind my fingers. It's not your bottle. But so as you know, I like to put a base coat of SA on a lot of stuff. It's just a good all-purpose rub that makes everything yummy. You can use it in all types of cooking and of course barbecue. I'm not too concerned about getting the seasoning on perfect because they're oxtails. They're not exactly the prettiest piece of meat in the world, but I promise you they are delicious. So we're just going to season these up. Alright, now that I have these all seasoned with some SA, I'm just going to go ahead and put a little more duck fat so I can put my second layer of burnt beef. That's all I can do not to sneeze. Get a whiff of that seasoning. Well, there we go. Seasoned all right there. Now I'm going to put it on PK 360 here in just a few minutes. All right, as you can see, I have some good old lump coal on one side here, and I just got a couple briquettes lit to kind of get this thing going. And I'm going to add a couple chunks of wood for some extra smoke. there you go. So we're gonna have all the heat over here. We're going to put the meat on this side. I have this dampener wide open. This one closed. This one here is closed, and this one will be wide open. Here in a few minutes, it'll be ready for the oxtails. All right, here we go. Put these babies on. I'll probably rotate this basket periodically. It'll be good to go for now. All right, he's cooking along nicely, just a little under 300 degrees. Some nice smoke. So I'm just gonna spritz it with a little bit of my beef spritz. Smells really good. All right, here we go. I tested these a while ago. It's about 100. That's about 167 now. So it's ready to. It's ready for the next step. So I'm going to put all these in the crock pot. And then I'm going to add some liquid. That liquid is going to consist of some beef spritz, some good old Shiner Bock, and I got some minced garlic here. Put that in there. I got a red jalapeno, get a little spice, and I got some shallots. I'm gonna put a little bit more beef, burnt beef rub. And a little bit more SA. And for good measure, I'm going to go ahead and put a little of my steak rub. I really love the taste of my new steak rub. I'm going to have to add some more liquid. Let me go grab another couple cans of beer. There we go. Now we're sitting good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on this. I'm gonna go ahead and see about trying to shut this lid. There we go. Now I'm happy. See how this thing's coming along. It's been about an hour at least. Oh yeah, it's nice. Simmer going on here. Try to marry all these flavors together. Kind of curious what the internal temp of one of these is. About 182. Keep on letting it ride till it gets around 200 or so. It's going good. let this cool off a little bit so I can handle it. So here we go. I got all kinds of goodness coming out of here. Smells absolutely delicious. Now the fun part of separating the good meat from the fat and the tail and all that good stuff. So I'm going to get all this out. When it's all said and done, I'm going to taste that broth. It smells so good. Alright, well, this part's going to get a little monotonous. Alright, boys and girls, as you can see, I separated all the good stuff from the bad stuff on those oxtails. And yes, it is a little monotonous. But look at this nice bowl of goodness I have now. And I just warmed up some tortillas that on my PK. And so we're just going to string a little bit of this meat on here. And I made some pico de gallo earlier today. Get a little bit of pico and a little queso fresco. See what we think. Delicious. Very similar to barbacoa. You know, I can really taste all kinds of good stuff. You know, you got some really good meat. You can taste the seasoning, the broth that it simmered in for the last couple hours. I just can't help but take another bite. Delicious. Try this at home. You won't regret it. Don't be afraid of them oxtails. Until next time.